Greetings, fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers. I just thought I'd do something for a bit of fun, and that's go back to Heroquest. Yes, the classic game released by Milton Bradley in cooperation with Games Workshop way back in 1989. Wow, that was a long time ago. I remember getting this game and playing it with my friends when I was living in a share house. 1989, I was 6 years out of high school, so already at the time it seemed like a bit of a kid's game and pretty simple, but we had a lot of fun with it, probably with a few drinks and stuff. So I'm going to show you inside Heroquest, not all the stuff, just the miniatures, because I've painted up all the miniatures and I found them the other day and I thought maybe you want to see them painted, because they're not always painted up. So let's have a look inside Heroquest. Here's my Heroquest box. I've had it for quite a long time, and in fact inside here I have 2 copies of Heroquest. Well, kind of almost 2. I've got one board and then I've got a double up of all the other pieces in here, the doors and all the other bits and bobs. But I actually store the miniatures in this Citadel case, so let me get this out of the way. Here's the Citadel case where I store the Heroquest miniatures, and I store my Space Crusade, which is the science fiction version of Heroquest, in a similar way. So these are all the miniatures from Heroquest, and they fit on one layer here, and then there's some extra things. I store these in the box. These are the bits of furniture. I'll show you those in a moment. But first, let's go through the miniatures you get in a set of Heroquest. First off, of course, you get 4 heroes to go adventuring with. And these are just absolutely classic miniatures, aren't they? They're really simple, lovely, strong poses, not a whole lot of extraneous detail, but very evocative. This is the wizard. Here's the elf. I love this guy's face. Looks great, doesn't it? There's the dwarf, and this is just a wonderful little dwarf miniature. He's really compact and solid, and the axe is as big as he is, and he just looks ready for action, doesn't he? Great miniature. And finally, you've got the Barbarian, who, look at that arm. Some strange anatomy going on there. He's got a huge sword, and look at that arm. Oh dear, but another classic figure. Okay, let's check out the bad guys. We've got 4 skeletons. Two zombies holding huge meat cleavers. I can't remember when I painted these. It was a long, long time ago, decades ago. But I think they've stood the test of time pretty well. And the last of the undead are 2 of these mummies. Next up, these classic little Citadel Goblins. There are 6 of these. And I painted these with various tunic colours. Next up are the Orcs. This is how I used to paint my Orcs, green with this sort of flesh-coloured lip. I must have got that from an old White Dwarf issue somewhere. And these come with different weapons. You've got this spiked ball. This guy's got a sword. Nice blotch of blood there. And this guy's got a cleaver. And you get 8 orcs. So I painted those with different colours of tunic as well. These are the Chaos Warriors. Now I suppose classically these are done in red armour. I just decided to do them in just a dark bare armour. They look pretty nasty. Again, just a classic pose with the arms outstretched. And there are 4 of these. Here's the Chaos Sorcerer. This came out really nicely in purple, I think. Purple and gold. The skull face. Then you get 3 Fimir, and this creature hasn't been seen for a while in Warhammer, and certainly not in Age of Sigmar. I don't know why they didn't develop this race further, but it was popular for a while in the late 80s and early 90s of Games Workshop. And finally, here he is, the big bad, the Chaos Demon. And it's certainly a much smaller and simpler figure than the Chaos Demon figures you get these days, but still an imposing final challenge for the adventurers in the dungeon. One of the really memorable things about Heroquest is that you got actual furniture to put on the board when you made up the dungeon. For example, these bookcases. A mixture of a plastic piece and a cardboard piece. They're still really effective to this day. Here's a fireplace. You can see it has a cardboard piece that goes into a plastic base. A sarcophagus. This fantastic wizard's table. You can see on the book I even painted some text and a little colour wizard's diagram there. The colours of magic. You get some simple tables. A throne. A few chests. A wonderful rack of weapons. A laboratory table. An alchemist's table, I should say. Alchemist's bench, in fact. Lots of lovely little detail here. The pieces of paper in the drawer. The little bottles. The skull, the quill. Ink pots. And finally the wonderful rack. A great little plastic and cardboard rack. With a rat sitting on it. And of course a few blotches of blood. And look, it just looks so incredibly cool when it was all set up. This was revolutionary stuff at the time. The forerunner to the glut of dungeon crawlers that we have today. This is where it all started. Heroquest. And I tell you, it's been a long time since I played this, so I think I should get it out and play a few games with my friends. And experience the delight of Heroquest again, though I'll probably find the rules are far too simple and I get bored really quickly. But still, it does look great. Heroquest. Hope you've enjoyed this little look at a painted set of Heroquest. That's the Esoteric Order of Gamers, orderofgamers.com. Check out the website, get on the social media, subscribe to the channel, and of course go to the website and check out the hundreds of rules summaries for games. In fact, there's a Heroquest one in there as well. Enjoy, and see you next time.